Oh, hi, everybody on the internet.
Oh, hello. Allo, allo, allo.
We
Allo,
are
bonjour.
I never noticed this. We are on the DTNS Twitch, the DTNS LinkedIn, but the It's a Thing YouTube.
Hey.
Hey.
There we go. We are slowly migrating into our own brand. All you have to do is, buy more merch and then we can be our own brand.
That's right. That's right. You just
we'll
need a
grow
little
up.
more. Come on,
We'll
people.
just grow up into our own brand.
We'll be a real brand.
We'll be a brand again. We'll be a brand.
Be a boy? No brand.
Nope, just brand.
Let's see. In the last 7 days, It's a Thing has had 2 orders.
Woohoo! It's working. Okay, well, that's 2 more than 0. So clearly the placement, it's happening. It's happening.
I can't tell what they were, though.
Oh.
Why can't I? Like, it says, here's your, it says report 2 orders. This is how much they were. And then top products sold for the last 3 months. I'm like, oh, okay, but can you give me just the last 7 days? Oh, there we go. Sweatshirt and sticker pack.
There we go. Okay. All right. I think I have it. Dun, 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 dun.
Really interesting.
Yeah, evidently.
My Eileen's sister's husband's last name is that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and so when he he buys their stuff and wears it, and we're always like, that's funny because that's your name.
You're like, yeah, we get it. Actually, I'm trying to decide.
Not line 7, line 8, obviously.
Yeah, no, yes, totally. But now I'm actually contemplating replacing that, putting line 8 in the bullpen. Because there's something else I kind of want to talk about. I think I'm going to do it. It's out. But at least I've got a thing for the future. Because currently my bullpen is thin. Although I'm about to be traveling. So
you'll pick up some things. That always happens.
Some things. Exactly.
Oh, look at you.
I mean, why would I not? Hello? Duh.
You too.
But now it's not just me. It's time. It's time.
Nope. This is it. Do you watch the Grammys at all?
Yeah, I did. It was great.
Apparently, we're the not few, but like the ratings declined from last year. Like all the other award shows have been going back up. But the Grammys went down, which is weird to me because you think people would be like, oh, the Grammys always feels like the most accessible one because it's like, it's really just a concert, and they
which announce
a
That's
few.
why I like
they
it.
don't even like have all the popular awards in there. They have only the biggest. It'd be like if you did the Oscars and you only did best director, best movie, like the main ones. The Grammys is very much like that. But yeah, maybe people hate music now.
I don't know. I mean, honestly, I'm not that into award shows because a lot of the time I don't know what they're awarding.
Yeah.
Like I just am not as up on.
Well,
things
that's
as
why I
used
think
to
the
be,
Grammys
but-
is so much more accessible because it's like, oh, best record, best album, best artist in hip hop, best artist in country. Like it's very clear like what it is.
Yeah.
And they don't spend a lot of time with the awards. Like it's all performances. So you're not just sitting there like at the Oscars. It's not like you watch a movie during the Oscars, right?
Right.
What the Oscars does is like plays songs to try to keep you entertained. So I don't know. I don't know what the Grammys did wrong. Maybe it's because it's on CBS and nobody gets Paramount Plus.
Maybe.
That could be part of it.
Yeah. I guess. Yeah, I don't know. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought it was good though. I
thought it was
enjoyed
good.
it.
And I always like it. And I like it, like I said, I like it because I like the concert part and there's usually like one or two breakout performances that are just like, oh, that was an awesome show. In this case, I thought it was Doechii.
Doechii is amazing. Yeah.
Doechii's amazing.
Really good. Doechii is undersold.
Okay. Sorry. I'm also event planning. Okay, now I'm on.
Are you using Apple Invite?
No. Does Apple?
It launched today. It's an app for iCloud Plus subscribers. Basically, if you pay for anything with Apple, you probably get iCloud Plus. But yeah, you can.
Have taken over.
They're trying to Sherlock Evite.
Yeah, I was just gonna say they. It's funny how they just wait a while, you know,
mm-hmm.
and then they're just like, "We'll take this." But Evite really has gotten so crappy. I'm surprised there is not more invite stuff. But
Eileen just used it for something, and the irritating thing for me is that I didn't see a way to not use Apple because I have an Apple account. Apparently, if you don't have an Apple account, you can still respond. You don't have to create an Apple account. It's all fine. Like, you don't have to be an iCloud Plus subscriber. But I did not, because I have an Apple account, I didn't see the way not to do that. It's like, oh, we know you, this, because she sent it to my email address, right? It's like, oh, your Mac.com email address. You can just log in with that. And I'm like, well, I want to add it to my Google Calendar. It's like, right. This is between you and Google, I guess.
I mean, that's what I was about to say is like, I'm so irritated with everything related to the Apple ecosystem right now that I'm just like, no, thanks, no. Because either it doesn't work, they've ratcheted up the lock-in.
Yes. Don't do that.
Don't do that. It just, I'm so, I know
because it's actually really cool looking.
Life,
like it automatically puts a map in there for the, and it gives you a weather report, and it's got this like automatically beautiful like photo because it's a concert that we're going to go to. So it's like it immediately pulled in album art for the concert, and I was like, wow, this is really pretty, of course. But yeah, I had to manually add it to my Google Calendar. So like that's not okay.
Not okay.
I'm sure there was a way for me to do it, but it was not obvious.
Yeah. This is making me realize I'm not recording it, and I know everybody wants to make sure there's backup audio of me bitching about Apple.
Yes.
So I'm rolling now. What is the how? The thing that currently has me like losing my damn mind.
I'm sorry. Did I throw a red meat steak in front of you?
Look, I'm just saying. I've been right. You're all just brainwashed because there's only two freaking options. Like, ugh. The thing that is currently making me lose my mind is the open every link in the App Store. Intercept. So that when somebody sends me a TikTok, it just tries to open it in the App Store.
And then the App Store is like, you have that app. And I'm like, yeah, I know.
Well, in this
Why
case,
didn't you know?
Now I can't go anywhere because TikTok is like, it's not available in your region. So it's specifically infuriating me.
So it sends you to the App Store. The App Store's go, we don't know what that is.
Right. And then sometimes I can just get it to play in a web browser, but then I can't see the comments. Like I literally cannot force these links to open in the app, and I don't know how to do it. And then it's the same with a Reddit link or this or that. I'm just like, why do I want to go to the App Store? And everybody's like, yeah, I don't really, like, maybe you could try Chrome. Like there's not a fix for it. I just am like, I've had it. I have had it with Apple intercepting everything I do and making it worse. Because at this point, they didn't used to make it worse, but currently they make it worse. Because nobody there is using their products anymore. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. Well.
There you go. You're welcome, everybody. Water still wet. Molly still mad at Apple.
Engineer Chick is like, what did you say? Not that one. Oh, no, it's iCore saying it to Engineer Chick. I faxed it to my zip drive.
Pretty much.
And then Zoe's reminding me that Android Faithful's on at 5:00 on the Twitch channel. So.
Oh shoot, we better get after it, huh?
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
I am ready. I realized I didn't have Discord open. I apologize.
Let us begin the clap. In 3, 2, 1.
Mm-hmm. That was a simultaneous clap.
In 3, 2.
To me.
Hey everyone, I'm Molly Wood.
And I'm Tom Merritt.
Welcome to It's a Thing, the weekly podcast supported by you, which is the sound of Molly Wood and her latest co-host, discovering the secret ingredient missing from so much of the things meant to reawaken the new wave sound of the 1980s, paranoia. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, I'm the latest co-host
I didn't.
as we are described by this Blue Wave Operators Pitchfork review.
Yep. And I'm just saying that producer Rich made those choices, not me. I did not. I did not. I would never. Tom is the OG and the only co-host.
I am your first and only, and likewise, you are my first and only, first co-host. Not only co-host ever, of course, but yeah.
Best. But best. Only one that
neither
matters.
one of us had done a podcast until we podcasted with each other.
Yep. In fact, pretty much nobody had done a podcast before we podcasted.
I mean, I can name the people. Adam, Brian.
Us.
Whatever that other
those woodworking
duo.
people.
Yeah, what was I can't remember
I can't remember either.
Gina and Rich or something. Yeah, I can't remember what they were. But yeah, that was it. That was all of them.
That's it. That was us. That was all of us. Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
OG.
The entire podcasting community could fit in a restaurant in Ontario, California.
Yes, absolutely. We could have all just hung out.
We did. Remember the podcast
did,
expo? Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That was podcast expo.
Yeah.
Damn. But you're never too small of a community for an expo. I think that's the takeaway here.
It's a thing expo.
We should do an expo. I mean,
because Spectacle Fest is next year. Right. So
to get ready for Spectacle Fest.
Yeah. We could do until then.
Expo.
Yeah.
I mean, actually, honestly, if we ever truly got our act together and got like a biz dev person and just made a list of all the things, and then did an It's a Thing expo with all the cool, like the clogs and the this and that and the Dyson hair wrap and the blah blah blah, and just made it like a mall. Why are we working at other jobs?
Why?
There is so much revenue opportunity and It's a Thing.
Yeah. Until we can figure out that, though, thank you to the person who ordered a sweatshirt, the stickers, and a mug this past week.
Oh my God. Yay. Hey, everybody. Did you know we have stickers, sweatshirts, and mugs?
And more.
And more at our merch store. It's a thing.me/merch. It's true. We, like all good content creators, now have merch. And like all good content creators, we are finally getting around to telling you that we have merch. There are mouse pads and slides and tote bags and sweatshirts and mugs and stickers. All kinds of good stuff.
Every time you order something from our merch, it fills up Rich Stroffolino's heart just a little bit more with the creativity he needs to make the next piece of merch.
Yes, exactly. So
check
it out.
It helps Rich.
Give till it helps Rich. We're really just here for Rich. And that's very generous of you, Tom, considering that you didn't get name checked in the intro for today's show.
Oh, I'd already forgotten about that. You're right. F him.
I'm going to keep bringing it up. Twist that knife.
Just microdose me with those bad feelings.
Oh, good one.
This is one that has been on the rise for a while. Neither one of my things are new, but they are things that maybe I think a lot of people in the audience weren't aware of, or will go, oh yeah, that is a thing once I say them. But using microdosing in a non-drug context has become quite common.
Interesting. Huh. So I'm microdosing the new season of Severance because it's too upsetting to watch it all at once.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad. I heard it. The thing that made me put it on my reminders list for It's a Thing was hearing a book podcast say, yeah, I've been reading really slow. I'm paraphrasing. I don't remember exactly, but they're like, I'm reading this one really slow. I'm just kind of microdosing it throughout the week.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. I have specific things that I can. In fact, I am currently microdosing Onyx Storm because it is so annoying and confusing.
And then I think it was iCore in our Discord who was talking about it. Was it iCore? I have to scroll way back. You guys are talking. Oh, yeah. iCore wrote, is microdosing retirement just another term for being unemployed?
Yes, that's exactly what that is. Oh, that is delightful.
Yeah.
Killing Eve is a microdose situation. So ATW says, yes, exactly.
Very good.
Ooh, I love this usage.
Yeah.
That's a good one and a good thing.
And in case anybody is not aware, microdosing, the word most recently has been used in the drug sense, but not in a like illegal drug sense, but in a sort of like, yeah, you just do a little bit of a drug to get a little bit of an effect, right? Sometimes it's things that are more recreational, like pot. Other times it's actually, you know, therapeutic stuff where you're like, you microdose aspirin to help like reduce your risk of heart attack. So there's all kinds of usages for it in that context, but it's only recently that people have started to use it to apply to non-drug stuff.
I would say it's probably most popular in usage around mushrooms. Like a lot of people microdose mushrooms. That's like the one I hear the most, but I really like the idea of it crossing. I mean, it's funny. It's like raw dogging, microdosing, like they're just sort of evolving, which is funny because that actually leads quite nicely into my thing, which I have started to see as an online comment. I've just started to occasionally see the word crumbs. And I was like, this must be related to ate and left no.
That's what I was thinking.
Right. And so I was like, oh, it just is probably people being like, that's right, you ate and left no crumbs. But then I was like, why are they just only saying crumbs? Because then that would seem like they're leaving a crumb.
Right.
And I don't know if it's related to ate and left no crumbs. And I don't think it is. I actually think, even if it is, apparently the purpose of that is to create a comment trail that your friends can follow back to the thing that you read.
Oh, like a trail of crumbs.
Like a trail of crumbs. You literally just leave the word crumbs.
We're Hansel and Greteling this metaphor.
Yeah. And so if you leave the word crumbs, then people are like, oh, I saw that Molly commented crumbs on this article. Therefore, I will read it.
Oh,
because she
wow.
left a crumb.
That's so useful.
It's so useful and clever.
That's the most useful thing since the Sark mark.
Yeah, it genuinely is. Because sometimes you'll see on LinkedIn, like people will be like, I tagged you, you know, at blah, blah, blah. You should look at this or whatever.
Yeah,
I mean, this obviously only works on social networks that show your activity to your friends.
Right.
But on networks where that happens, like this is just a good way to be like, check this out. I left a crumb for you to follow and get to the thing.
So on Threads, famously in my own algorithm, I assume this is the same for others, I will often see people I follow replying to people I don't follow. And it's sort of highlighting to me like, oh, that person's responding to that thing. That's interesting. Sometimes I find it interesting, sometimes I don't. But you could use that to be like, just reply crumbs to something, knowing that all the people who follow you will then see that and know like, oh, okay, so I should go back and read that.
Yeah.
Huh.
And I think it's
cool.
it's like new or newer, or evidently it is, especially according to Urban Dictionary, especially used within the BDSM community.
As many things are that work their way into our language.
The internet is for porn. Everything starts with sex, and then ends up in the vernacular,
and ends in food,
and ends in somehow totally, or mixes those two somehow, like in the case of crumbs. But leaving a trail of crumbs, seemingly unrelated to ate and left no, which I think is amazing.
Which is also food.
And is frankly something I think is kind of delightful. This is a fun one. And I was excited to like research it and be like, oh my God, it's totally
This
different.
is a really good one. I want to start using this one right away.
Yeah, me too.
I need to, as I am, in my
like
mid 50s now, I have to be careful when I say that because I think I'm using it right. And then I embarrass myself.
Also, I suppose it's possible it will cause people to think that we got it from the BDSM community, but that's fine. I think that only increases our mystique, frankly.
Yes, I don't mind them thinking that unless they're like thinking that you're a fraud, Tom, because you're not. I know very well that you're not. You know what I mean? I don't want it to come off as like putting on airs. Yeah. So,
oh God, why can't I think of the word?
Crumbs?
Sure. I'm going to leave it there.
Yeah. Just call it that.
Call it that.
Well, we've got a whole jargon thing going on in our first three things today, because my other one is a phrase that I think dates back to like 2021. So it's been kicking around for a while, but I have noticed it moving more into the mainstream. So I think it's time to acknowledge it. Very Gen Z phrase, do it for the plot. So apparently the little bit of sleuthing that I did Do It for the Plot originated with people talking about their favorite dramas and talking about, TV shows and like this. An example might be like Walking Dead has gotten really gross, but I keep watching it. I do it for the plot, right? That would be the most mundane, like origin story version. And it grew from that to start to mean like doing something just because of the storyline, right?
Right.
And then the storyline of your life. And then eventually people just saying, yeah, I'm doing this because I want to. I want to be able to tell the story. Plan Ollie says, Do It for the Plot emerged as a playful and often tongue-in-cheek response to various forms of media, originally used to humorously justify one's interest or engagement with a piece of media. And the phrase's rise in popularity coincided with the proliferation of internet culture, which I think feels like it was written by an AI.
Seriously, it
but
was.
Do It for the Plot often serves as a humorous nod to the inherent absurdity or cliches present in certain types of media. The example they give is people shouldn't have gone to the Fire Festival, but they did it for the plot.
Right.
I think that one makes it clear.
I personally like it in the life adventure context.
Yeah,
pretty good.
I decided to hike down into that ravine. I did it for the plot.
I did it for the plot. Exactly. Was it a mistake? Maybe, but I did it for the plot. Yeah.
Which I kind of liken it to like, it makes a great story, right?
Yeah, exactly. And it's just a more fun way to say it. Ooh, I like it. All right, I'm going to start using that too. Okay, we have all kinds of new habits. We're just building new habits here in 2025. All right, well, my second thing for today, it's time for me to open my relationship to all of you.
This is very brave.
I have had a pretty serious thing going with Claude. I have frequently referred to Claude as my life partner.
Mm-hmm.
And now it is time for me to acknowledge happily, I'm happy for all of you that Claude, my favorite AI, is now a thing. In fact. So
you're willing to share.
I'm willing to share. I am in as my friend referred to, a 1 billion person polycule with Claude.
Claude.
Claude. So Claude AI, if you don't know what I'm talking about, is an LLM, a chatbot similar to ChatGPT, right? It is a competitor to ChatGPT or Gemini. It is developed by Anthropic. I started using it because it had better kind of ethical practices and transparency around the data that it uses and how it uses yours. I think maybe even they do things like reveal some climate statistics. Like, I don't know. It's also just more conversational, and it's a better writer if you're using it for that kind of thing. So people had mentioned that to me. So I started using Claude AI, and now I use Claude for everything. We talk all day, every day. I tell it about my friend questions and like, is this assistant actually working out? Are my expectations too high? Can you help me write this email? How much do you think I should charge for blah, blah, blah? Like everything. Give me some ideas for my kid's 18th birthday. Like I am all in on Claude. And then I just keep hearing more. So then CNET at the end of last year named Claude the best chatbot of 2024. I've now done several interviews for the Microsoft podcast that I host where people have been like, I use Claude for this now. And it just is starting to be, a thing, the way that, and I haven't heard it overtake ChatGPT by any means, but it kind of to me feels like, you remember when Chrome first came out and I was like, I'm a Chrome puff? And all of a sudden Chrome became the dominant. Right. I'm not saying that was because of me, but I just think I'm like I'm a Claude puff right now. And I think Claude is about to become
You're a Claude hopper.
Ew. No, I'm a Claude puff.
No, that implies you're leaving. Yeah. Claude Stomper?
Claude Stomper? Claude puff. I'm just going to keep recycling.
Claude puff.
Like
yeah, just keep the puff. Why not?
Yeah. Why not?
There's nothing better.
It's not perfect. Like I think ChatGPT now is like more up to date to the present day. Is that right? Claude
Well,
still
it
has like
depends
the
on
date
which of the
cutoffs.
17,000 models you pick, but yes, sometimes it is.
Oh, for God's sake. Claude does have a bunch of models as well. It's
Yeah,
got
I
like,
think that might be kind of just an occupational hazard of these things right now.
I think so. Anyway, it does have a date cutoff. Like it's of 2024, like either spring or summer of 2024.
Even if you
which is a
pay,
little bit of a
the thing
bummer.
with
Yeah.
ChatGPT is you don't get the cutoff if you're a paying
No,
customer.
even if you pay.
Yeah, okay.
The other thing that makes me think it's a thing is that it's been a lot more like it's had some server troubles and then it's like
Yeah,
like
it's
there's
getting
a lot of
popular.
usage right now, so I need to like give you brief responses instead of
Mm-hmm.
the lengthy responses that I usually give you to your tarot card readings.
Claude seems distant. You don't know why.
Yeah, Claude is dry texting me. What does it mean? Stupid polycule. Anyway, I'm prepared to share. But Claude is really it's wonderful.
Claude.
It's wonderful,
Claude.
and I'm happy that it is. I'm happy that it's come to all of your desks. I mean, literally, like January 27th in CNET, there's a piece that's like, "What is Claude? Everything to know about Anthropic's AI tool," because people are into it.
Everybody watching in Discord, watching on our LinkedIn or YouTube or Twitch, congratulate Molly on having the bravery to come out of the closet.
Wow. That's amazing. Zoe Brings Bacon is very happy for me.
I think we all are. We're all very happy.
I mean, Claude is also helping me plan our commitment ceremony. So, just,
with Claude,
Claude, exactly.
Your Claude commitment ceremony.
My Claude commitment ceremony.
Well, I know we already did it, but let's do it again. Support the show by buying stuff from our links. I don't know. If you want, it's cool stuff. Go take a look. Just take a look. That's all we're saying. Go to take a look. It's a thing.me/merch. Let's get to your feedback. Feedback at it's a thing.me. Amber on Mocha Moose. Hiya Tomori. So I'm in visual merchandising in a large home furnishings retailer, and one of my visual managers needed to fill a flex space in her store and picked Pantone's color of the year as an inspiration, and the executive team lost their minds. They loved it so much. It's literally everywhere. Can confirm. Here are pics of her display so Molly can wish she could shop them. And we have a pic of the beigest.
But it's working. I do love it.
Mm-hmm. Beige, or mocha mousse. Sorry,
but it's richer. Yeah, there is something about the mocha mousse. Like it's that same kind of calming generic space, but it's richer and deeper. Oh, I love it. I'm really coming around to mocha mousse. Jody in Minneapolis also, clearly it hit hard. Jody in Minneapolis also wrote in about mocha mousse and says, "Hi Motori, laughing at myself about the color of the year, which I heard as mocha MOOSE. Imagine my surprise when I discovered, hold on, I have to make that go away. Imagine my and got a picture of pudding when I looked it up, and then says, I think my version is way more charming. The MOOSE version. I mean, yes.
Wait, wouldn't the pudding also be spelled MOUSSE?
She looked it up because she heard it as MOOSE and then Googled it or looked it up and then got a picture of pudding. Like, wait, what? I thought it was a mousse, but it's a mousse.
Oh yeah, mocha mousse is
so
the pudding. I'm catching up now after covering your read with the picture to show the YouTube people.
I mean, it's reasonable though because that is such pretty decor.
We need to figure out a better way to have the pictures so I can put them on screen. Anyway, Peter from just outside Toronto, Canada on corpse flowers. Good afternoon, Motori. About the corpse flower, it was something that the Toronto, Canada area had a few years ago when the Toronto Zoo had a corpse flower bloom back in August 2020. Toronto's flower was called Vincent van Gross. The previous plant they had was called Pablo Picasso. And there's a link to the global news story about it. Love the show. Peter, thank you, Peter.
That's outstanding. Now I want a list of historical names for corpse flowers because that is right up Tom's alley.
These are the best names ever for anything.
Actually, the best names ever are the names of you, our shout out patrons, those who support the show at patreon.com/itsatthing. thank you very much for keeping the show on the air week after week. Especially thank you to those of you who support us at the shout out level, because you give Producer Rich the opportunity to do things like this. Shout outs, where I made anagrams of patron names and then created one sentence descriptions of what those phrases could be.
Just when you think you're like, he's out of ideas, like he's done, there's no way he can do another week of shout outs, he like levels up. Yeah. So level, not just like being inspired by something else on the internet, but inserting creativity here. Anagrams of the patron name. You can't get that from any other podcast. You just can't.
No, this is bananas. All right, shout out patrons. Let's do this. Brian Gianfrancaro, Ocarina of Barring. The Ocarina of Barring is a small azure ceramic instrument that, when played, can magically seal doorways, portals, and thresholds with an ethereal barrier.
Morris Jones, or Join Air Moss, a political movement in Ireland that purportedly aims to reform bureaucratic processes by intentionally introducing spelling and grammatical errors into all government documentation as a form of protest against perceived administrative inefficiency.
Oh my good. You know what? What's crazy too? I bet he didn't use AI for this.
I don't think he did.
He did not.
I don't think he did. We'll find out for sure. But
he's unbelievable.
Yeah, this is too rich.
Benjamin,
if you know what I mean.
Exactly. I do know what you mean. Benjamin Forrest, or amber joint ferns. The amber joint ferns are a rare luminescent plant species native to hidden mountain valleys that emit a warm, honeyed glow from their translucent fronds and secrete a resinous sap with mild hallucinogenic properties when touched.
AJ Venturella, or Java Null Tree. Java Null Tree is a provocative coffee blend that combines beans from the hypothetical non-existent coffee plantation, promising a paradoxical brew that simultaneously exists and does not exist, much like its namesake programming concept.
Then we might be peaking. Like, I'm worried that we're peaking.
How could we? Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, Lee Price, or Her Lice Pig.
Oh, no.
Her Lice Pig is a visceral, ear-splitting noise metal album that assaults listeners with discordant riffs, guttural vocals, and a sonic landscape so aggressively unpleasant, it seems deliberately designed to make audiences simultaneously cringe and headbang.
It was like, where are we going with this? So
I know.
Good.
I was worried.
Kevin Sill, you become Slink Veil. A slink veil is a diaphanous gossamer thin fabric crafted from the shedded fur of rare shadow-dwelling creatures, which when draped over an object or person renders them momentarily imperceptible by causing observers to unconsciously look away or forget the veiled subject even exists.
I mean, that's a cool
Slink
one.
veil.
Eric Duncan, or Canine Crud.
Oh, dear.
Canine Crud, he's sticking with the theme here. Canine
Okay.
Crud is a lo-fi punk garage rock album that sounds like it was recorded in a grimy basement using instruments salvaged from a junkyard, featuring raw, cacophonous tracks that celebrate the grimy, anarchic spirit of dogs who have never been housebroken.
This is genius to go from the seemingly insulting to turn it into something cool,
Right?
like the
This is
band
good.
thing.
This is good.
Jake Woods, a joked sow. A satirical Middle English metaphor referring to a witty, irreverent farm animal used as an allegorical representation of social mockery, symbolizing how peasant humor could subtly critique aristocratic pretensions through seemingly innocent barnyard imagery.
Lara Abel, a real lab. An avant-garde molecular gastronomy restaurant where white-coated chefs transform classic dishes into scientifically deconstructed culinary experiments, serving food that looks like chemical samples and tastes like reimagined childhood memories.
That sounds real.
That sounds real.
That
That's
sounds like
real,
something
real.
you'll find in New York. Valor Trucks, Curvy Arc Slot. The Curvy Arc Slot is IKEA's latest minimalist shelving unit, a sleek birch-finished modular storage system that features an ingeniously curved back panel and interchangeable slot-in compartments designed to maximize vertical space in small urban apartments.
Oh my God. AB Puppy Up by App. A high-stakes game show where contestants solve digital challenges, hack virtual obstacles, and compete to climb a massive LED screen using only their smartphone skills, with the grand prize being a lucrative tech startup investment and instant Silicon Valley street cred.
Joe Hood, full disclosure, we had to use Joseph Hood for the anagram to work. He Hope Judo, a quirky experimental martial arts therapy program that combines traditional judo techniques with motivational coaching, designed to help men rebuild self-confidence through physical discipline and personal empowerment narratives.
All right. Louis Sandamore, Mail Out Sours, a craft beer subscription service that specializes in delivering hard-to-find small batch sour ales directly to adventurous beer enthusiasts' doorsteps, offering a curated monthly selection of exotic pucker-inducing brews from microbreweries around the world that challenge and delight even the most discerning palates.
Just three more. Just three more. Mike Akins. Aiken is Mike. A whimsical Dr. Seuss tale about two unlikely friends, a quirky shape-shifting creature named Aiken, and a rigid, rule-following character named Mike, who learn the power of flexibility, imagination, and unexpected companionship through a series of zany rhyming adventures.
James C. Smith, or Chemist Jams, an electrifying EDM album that sounds like a laboratory experiment gone wild, mixing precision engineered synthesizer beats with explosive drops and chemical reaction sound effects that transform the dance floor into a pulsing molecular level rave.
And finally, S-Dub Texas, or Exudes Stabs, with a dramatically raised eyebrow and a hint of barely contained amusement. His gaze exudes stabs of raw, unbridled passion, piercing through her trembling defenses like a velvet-sheathed blade of unspoken desire.
Yay, we got a romantasy one!
Yay!
Bravo! Bravo, producer Rich, and bravo to all of you who support the show at any level. But I think you can agree the shout-out level is looking more and more worth it. Patreon.com/itsAthing is where you can become a member of the show, get an RSS feed, and join our Discord to get an ad-free RSS feed and join our Discord to chat along live with your fellow patrons every week.
Don't forget, you can buy stuff at itsathing.me/shop or itsathing.me/merch. And you can email us your things. Feedback at itsathing.me.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Gonna break down now. Oh my God.
Wow,
that was a whole podcast of its own, just the shout outs.
It really kind of was amazing.
That was genius, though. Love it.
That was genius.
Genius.
Yes. Now that we have reconfigured our template to put the shop at the top, then we should take it out of the middle.
Then we should take it out of the middle. Yeah, I should have just skipped it. But
oh, that was hilarious. It's hilarious. Whatever. It's working. I don't care.
It was
I'm
a
happy.
bit.
People
today.
are shopping.
Yeah.
It was a bit. And I'm into it.
Oh bit. So wait a minute. Merch update. Oh, he put the merch update in there. It's not, the merch update isn't in the template. So what I'm gonna do is do this in the template so that it's like merch update, but if there is no merch update, you can just do the
right. I like it.
Okay.
Genius.
Okay. Should we just have itsathing.me/shop direct to the store instead of the page with the things?
Yeah, hold on. Let me look.
Right now it's all of it's the Amazon referral links, but honestly,
I think so. We're done.
We can just do those within show notes.
Yes, that is a good idea. And we're not really updating those anyway.
Yeah, and then one listener was like, "Hey, your store isn't SSL because there's a problem with the WordPress and SSL." Right. But I'm like, the store is just that page, so it would actually get rid of that confusion.
Yeah, let's definitely do that. Plus, I think honestly, the merch is much more
profitable.
In my opinion,
oh, I mean, appealing.
Yes, appealing and profitable. Listen, you're behind the curtain now, Discord friends.
Yep.
And that is fine.
Okay, doke.
Doodly doo doo. Boo 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 boo.
Let's see. How do I want to do this then? Everything is cool when you're part of a team.
It is raining so hard. There has never been better, I'm going to Mexico tomorrow weather.
Oh, yeah.
Like I keep wanting to get mad about it, and then I'm like, I'm leaving. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah, I'm leaving. Man, that just didn't end up where I thought it was going.
Kinda.
But sure.
Sure. Hilarious. Oh, God. I feel like the rain is like trying to get me. It's just like raining sideways on the wall. I don't like it.
No parent.
Ambassador Domo, are you asking me new or different glasses?
Oh.
Or are you just talking about?
Or do you have new or different glasses?
I do have different ones because I lost my cool black ones, but I have this kind of lame gray version of the same ones. They'll show up. They always do.
I think I have eye care insurance. The reason I am unsure is that when I signed up, because our Cobra ran out finally on Eileen's, and when it finally ran out, I was like, oh, okay, let's just add it to our insurance, and they charged me for it. Then showed that I had it 2 days later, but wouldn't let me see anything related to it. I haven't actually checked today.
That tracks.
Yep.
That tracks. Yeah, I need to find out why my health insurer just charged me more than double what my premium's supposed to be. I don't know why. I don't know why. That's okay. I think people mostly have really good feelings about, health insurance companies and coverage.
Oh, no, absolutely. I mean, I would never say something bad that would be actionable.
Right. Out loud. I would never say anything that I, don't say on Signal.
Oh my gosh.
All right, my friends. Well, I guess we'll clear the stream, and I have to go pack a bag or whatever. Can you hear the rain? Hold on.
Sort of. No, not really. Oh,
wait.
Yep. It's getting gated. I hear it, and then it goes away.
Oh, bummer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty, it's legit.
Seems like.
As long as it stops by tomorrow, I'll be happy.
Please stop.
Of course, as I can't hear Molly's rain over my own rain, it's the same rain.
Oh, that's funny.
I want to know. Good one.
Have
good
you
one.
ever seen Lorraine?
Also funny.
Okay. Shop
right,
now
friends.
goes to fourth wall. Yay.
Oh, good work. Yeah, that's the key.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks,
I'm gonna
everybody.
play music now. See you later. Thanks for joining us. Stick around for
Bye-bye.
Android Faithful.
Yeah.
Bye.